Maya Chen stood at the edge of the lunar salvage zone, her environment suit's heads-up display highlighting potential salvage in ghostly green outlines. The abandoned shipyard stretched before her like a mechanical graveyard, countless derelict vessels and stations scattered across the lunar surface. After 15 years in the Earth Defense Force's engineering corps, she never thought she'd end up here. A salvage contractor picking through the remains of humanity's early space age. Her scanner beeped, detecting an unusual energy signature emanating from Sector 7, an area notorious for its dangerous structural instabilities. Most salvagers avoided it, but Maya wasn't most salvagers. The reading was unlike anything she'd seen before, a faint but steady pulse that shouldn't exist in a zone that had been dead for over a century. Control, this is Chen. Requesting clearance to investigate an anomalous reading in Sector 7, she radioed, already knowing the response. Negative, Contractor Chen. Sector 7 is restricted due to collapse risk. Return to your designated salvage area. Maya smiled beneath her helmet. Copy that, Control. Heading back now. She switched off her official transponder and activated her personal shield generator, another souvenir from her military days. The Earth Defense Force might have discharged her for excessive initiative, but those same instincts had kept her alive in the salvage business. As she approached the energy signature, the scanner's readings grew stronger. Beneath layers of lunar dust and debris, she discovered what appeared to be an artificial structure, but its design was like nothing in human records. The surface was covered in geometric patterns that seemed to shift and flow when viewed directly, a hallmark of advanced alien engineering. Well, this just got interesting, Maya muttered, deploying her portable excavation drone. The machine began carefully clearing away debris, revealing more of the structure. It was massive, easily the size of a small defense platform, but its architecture suggested it was merely a fragment of something far larger. After hours of careful excavation, Maya found what appeared to be an access point. The panel was dead, but her engineering kit contained universal power adapters, another piece of technically illegal salvage tech. She connected her equipment, and to her surprise, the panel responded immediately, ancient symbols flickering to life across its surface. A deep thrumming began to emanate from within the structure, and Maya's suit sensors detected a power surge building. Before she could disconnect her equipment, a holographic interface materialized before her, projecting alien text that rapidly transformed into Earth Standard. Defense Platform Aegis Prime initializing. Detecting unauthorized access. Analyzing threat level. Maya raised her hands instinctively. No threat here, just a curious engineer. The AI paused, its calculations visible as streaming data in the holographic display. Human biosignature detected. Searching historical archives. Error. Primary memory core corrupted. Secondary archives indicate. Purpose. Defensive installation against Class Omega threat. Current status. Unknown. Time displacement. Significant. I'm Maya Chen, former Earth Defense Force engineer. This installation. What exactly were you defending against? Another pause, longer this time. Data corrupted. Primary directive remains. Protect against the return. They must not be allowed to emerge again. Are you the new Guardians? Maya felt a chill that had nothing to do with the lunar cold. What return? Who are they? The AI's response was interrupted by a massive energy spike. The entire structure began to hum with power, and additional systems started coming online. Maya's suit sensors were suddenly overwhelmed with data as the ancient platform awakened. Warning: long-range sensors detecting anomalous signatures at system edge. Pattern match. 89% correlation with historical threat data. The return begins. Query: will humanity stand with the Guardians? Maya stared at the readings flooding her display, her military training kicking in as she analyzed the tactical implications. She had just wanted to find valuable salvage. Instead, she had awakened something that believed an ancient enemy was returning. The question was it malfunctioning, or had she just stumbled upon humanity's first warning of an impending threat? "Control," she radioed, switching her transponder back on. "We have a situation in Sector 7. You're going to want to call in everyone for this one." The AI's holographic interface pulsed with urgency. "Time is limited. The defenses must be restored. Will you help, Maya Chen?" Looking at the massive alien structure before her, Maya made her decision. "I'm already here. Might as well save the world." The next 48 hours transformed the abandoned Sector 7 into a hive of activity. Earth Defense Force ships maintained a tight perimeter, while engineering teams swarmed over the ancient platform. Maya found herself at the center of it all, the only person the AI would communicate with directly. "Your species has advanced significantly," the AI observed as Maya worked to restore its secondary systems. She had named it Atlas, tired of referring to it as the AI or the platform. "Yet you still rely on primitive fusion drives and chemical propulsion." Maya smiled as she reconnected a power coupling. "Primitive is relative. We managed to spread across the solar system with those primitive drives. The ones who came before, the architects, they would have approved of your resourcefulness." Atlas's holographic interface shifted, displaying complex schematics. "These are the platform's original defensive capabilities. Most are damaged or offline." Maya studied the schematics with growing amazement. The platform's weapon systems made humanity's most advanced defense platforms look like ancient artillery. "These energy outputs, they're astronomical. What exactly were you defending against?" Atlas's response came slowly, its voice carrying an edge of what might have been fear. "They came from between. Not space as you understand it, but the void between realities. The architects called them world enders. We called them the hunger." Security Officer Sarah Patel approached, her expression grim. "Chen, we're picking up more anomalies. 3 new signatures, similar to the first but stronger. Whatever's out there, it's getting closer." Maya turned back to Atlas. "You said this was a defense platform. Can it still fight?" "Primary weapons are offline. Power core at 18% capacity. But..." Atlas paused, its holographic display flickering. "There are protocols. Emergency measures. The architects left contingencies." "What kind of contingencies?" "Integration protocols. Direct neural interface between platform and organic pilot. The architects used them in desperate situations. But for a human, the risk would be significant." Maya's heart raced. "You're talking about merging human and alien tech. That's never been done successfully." "Incorrect." Atlas's display shifted, showing historical data. "Your species has already begun the process. Your neural implants, your quantum-enhanced reflexes, the architects foresaw this evolution. You are ready, whether you know it or not." Sarah stepped forward. "Chen, if you're considering this." "We don't have a choice," Maya interrupted. "Those signatures are getting stronger, and Earth's defenses won't stand a chance against something that required this level of technology to fight." Atlas's interface expanded, revealing a chamber Maya hadn't noticed before. "The integration process is painful. Many architect pilots did not survive. But your neural architecture is remarkably compatible." Maya began removing her outer suit layers. "How long do we have?" "The entities will reach Jupiter's orbit in approximately 72 hours. Integration requires at least 24 hours to stabilize." Atlas's voice carried a new urgency. "Maya Chen, are you certain? Once begun, the process cannot be reversed." Maya thought of Earth, visible as a blue marble from the lunar surface. Billions of lives, unaware of what was approaching. "Do it." The integration chamber hummed to life, ancient machinery awakening. As Maya stepped inside, Sarah caught her arm. "The brass isn't going to like this. They wanted to study the platform, not activate it." "Then it's good I was discharged for not following orders." Maya managed a smile. "If this works, we'll have a fighting chance. If it doesn't, well, I always wanted to make history. The chamber sealed around her, and Maya felt the first neural connections forming. It was like nothing she had ever experienced, as if her consciousness was expanding, reaching into the ancient systems of the platform itself. She could feel Atlas there, not just as an AI, but as a vast, ancient intelligence. Integration beginning, Atlas announced. Preparing for full neural sync in 3, 2, 1. Pain exploded through Maya's nervous system as ancient alien technology merged with human biology. Through the agony, she glimpsed fragments of memory, the architects, their desperate battle against the hunger, the creation of the defense platforms. She saw the enemy they had faced and understood why the architects had gone to such lengths to stop them. As her consciousness expanded through the platform systems, Maya realized she was becoming something new, neither fully human nor fully machine, but a hybrid of both. Through the platform sensors, she could feel the approaching entities, their wrongness, a discordant note in the fabric of space-time. Neural integration at 15%. Atlas reported. Vital signs stable but stressed. Maya Chen, can you hear me? I hear you, Maya managed, her voice strained. I can see everything. The platform, its history, what's coming for us. Atlas, they're not just returning, are they? They never left. They've been waiting. Correct. The hunger is patient. They have waited millennia for the defenses to weaken, for the architect's legacy to fade, but they did not account for humanity's potential. As the integration continued, Maya felt the platform's systems coming online, responding to her thoughts. Weapons powered up, sensors extended their range, and defensive shields hummed to life. She was becoming something the architects had envisioned but never lived to see, a true fusion of human adaptability and their ancient technology. Integration at 30%, Atlas announced. Maya Chen, you must endure. The next few hours will determine not just your survival, but the survival of your species. Through the pain, Maya smiled. The Earth Defense Force had discharged her for taking initiative, for not following the rules. Now, as humanity's first line of defense against an ancient horror, she would show them exactly what that initiative could accomplish. Maya floated in a sea of data, her consciousness expanded beyond human limits. The integration had reached 70%, and with each passing hour, she understood more about the true nature of the threat they faced. Through the platform's sensors, she could feel them approaching. Tears in the fabric of reality, where something ancient and hungry pressed against the boundaries of space-time. Multiple breaches detected near Saturn's orbit, she announced, her voice resonating through the command center speakers. Her physical body remained in the integration chamber, but her awareness extended throughout the platform. They're not just passing through. They're testing our defenses. Admiral Chen Wei, no relation despite the shared surname, studied the holographic display with growing concern. These energy signatures, they're unlike anything in our database. How do we fight something that doesn't fully exist in our reality? Maya/Atlas, they were becoming harder to separate, interfaced directly with the command center systems. The architects developed weapons that could affect entities existing between dimensional planes. Watch. The platform's remaining functional weapons came online, and a beam of coherent energy lanced out toward one of the smaller anomalies. Where it struck, space itself seemed to shudder, and for a brief moment, something became visible, a shape that hurt the mind to look at, all angles that shouldn't exist and geometries that defied physics. By the stars, Sarah whispered, her face pale. That's what we're up against. No, Maya replied grimly. That's just their probe. The real threats are still coming. She pushed more of her consciousness into the platform systems, accessing deeper layers of its ancient memory. The architects called them world enders because that's literally what they do. They consume entire planets, breaking down matter and energy at a fundamental level. Admiral Wei's expression hardened. How did the architects stop them? They didn't. Maya projected another series of images, vast defense networks, countless platforms like this one, entire systems converted into fortresses. They could only hold them back, contain them. The platforms were never meant to win. They were meant to buy time. Time for what? Before Maya could answer, alarms blared throughout the platform. The anomalies near Saturn had suddenly accelerated, their signatures growing stronger. Through the platform's enhanced sensors, Maya could see space warping around them, reality straining under their passage. "They've noticed us," she reported, channeling power to the defensive systems. The platform's reactivation got their attention. They recognize architect technology. Sarah's hands flew over her console. Earth Defense Fleet is mobilizing. But their weapons won't even scratch them, Maya finished. "Admiral, you need to evacuate all non-essential personnel. What's coming? It's beyond anything humanity has faced." The Admiral stood his ground. "We're not leaving you to face this alone. You don't understand." Maya's voice carried echoes of Atlas now, millennia of knowledge bleeding through. This platform wasn't just for defense. The architects left something here, a weapon of last resort. But using it, there will be consequences. Through her expanded consciousness, Maya could feel it. A core of energy at the platform's heart, something so powerful it distorted space around it. The architects had hidden it here, hoping it would never be needed. But they had also left instructions, buried deep in the platform's memory, waiting for someone capable of implementing their final protocol. The integration wasn't just about controlling the platform, she realized aloud. It was about preparing someone to use that weapon. The human mind. We can perceive reality differently than the architects could. We can see patterns they couldn't, make connections they never imagined. Admiral Wei studied her holographic projection. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying humanity wasn't just some random species that evolved after the architects vanished. We're the result of their last experiment. An attempt to create beings that could perceive and affect reality in ways they couldn't. The neural compatibility, our rapid technological advancement, it was all by design." New alarms sounded. The anomalies had passed Jupiter's orbit, moving faster now. In their wake, space itself seemed to unravel, leaving tears in reality that leaked impossible energies into normal space. "We have maybe 6 hours before they reach Earth," Maya reported. "Admiral, I need you to trust me. The weapon the architects left. It's not just a weapon. It's a key to understanding what we really are, what humanity was meant to become." She could feel it now, the full weight of the architects' plan, their desperate gamble spanning millions of years. They hadn't just built platforms to defend against the hunger. They had seeded countless worlds with the potential for life, hoping that evolution would eventually produce beings capable of perceiving reality in new ways. Humanity, with its unique ability to adapt, to think abstractly, to imagine the impossible, they were the culmination of that experiment. And now, facing an enemy that existed partly outside of normal spacetime, that unique perspective might be their only hope. "The weapon will change whoever uses it," Maya warned. "The energy involved. It affects more than just physical matter. Are you prepared to let me take that risk?" Admiral Wei looked at the approaching anomalies, then back at Maya's projection. "Do we have a choice?" "There's always a choice." Maya smiled, though no one could see it through her physical form in the integration chamber. "That's what makes us human." The void between Mars and Earth erupted with impossible colors as the world enders tore through the fabric of space-time. Maya, now fully integrated with the platform at 95% synchronization, felt each breach like a wound in reality itself. The Earth Defense Fleet had formed a defensive line near the Moon, their ships looking impossibly small against the approaching chaos. "Integration complete," Atlas announced, its consciousness now fully merged with Maya's. "Accessing final protocols. Warning: the weapon's activation will have cascading effects across multiple dimensional planes." Through their shared awareness, Maya/Atlas directed the platform's sensors toward Earth. Humanity's homeworld glowed with more than just visible light now. She could see the patterns the architects had woven into the planet's very structure, subtle manipulations of reality that had guided evolution toward a specific goal. Fleet Command, be advised. Maya transmitted. Standard weapons will be ineffective. Fall back to secondary positions and prepare for dimensional shear. Her voice carried harmonic undertones now, human and machine resonating together. Admiral Wei's response crackled through the command channel. Negative. Platform Aegis. The fleet stands with you. Whatever you're planning will buy you the time you need. Maya felt a surge of pride. Human stubbornness at its finest. Through the platform's enhanced sensors, she could see the world enders more clearly now. They existed in multiple states simultaneously, their true forms hidden in the spaces between dimensions. But there was something else, something the architects had missed in their original encounters. Sarah, Maya called out to her friend who had refused to evacuate. I need you to transmit these readings to every sensor array in the system. Tell them to focus on the phase variance in the quantum field. Sarah's fingers flew across her console. What am I looking for? Patterns. The world enders aren't just breaking through space, they're breaking through time. Each breach creates a temporal echo. If we can predict those echoes, we can anticipate where they'll appear. Sarah finished, understanding dawning. But the computing power needed. Maya smiled through their shared consciousness. We don't need computers. We need human minds, thousands of them, looking at the data simultaneously. Humans can see patterns that I miss, connections that even the architects couldn't perceive. The order went out across the solar system. Every human settlement, every station and colony began receiving the sensor data. Through the platform's communications array, Maya could feel thousands of minds focusing on the problem, each bringing their unique perspective to bear. And then something extraordinary happened. Pattern recognition exceeding expected parameters. Atlas observed with something like awe. Human consciousness is resonating with the quantum field. This was not in the architect's predictions. Maya felt it too. A growing awareness in the collective human consciousness, as if humanity itself was awakening to a new level of perception. The architects had designed humans to perceive reality differently, but they hadn't anticipated just how differently. The weapon, Maya realized. It's not just a weapon. It's a key. The architects weren't trying to destroy the world enders. They were trying to understand them, to find a way to communicate. Through their enhanced perception, Maya/Atlas could see the truth. The world enders weren't simply destroying reality. They were trying to reshape it, to make it compatible with their own existence. Their actions seemed destructive only because nothing in this universe could survive the process. Until now. The first of the world enders reached the fleet's defensive line. Ships opened fire with everything they had: plasma torpedoes, antimatter warheads, quantum disruptors. The attacks passed through the entities harmlessly, distorted by their multi-dimensional nature. But the humans watching, analyzing, perceiving, they began to see. Each attack revealed something new about how the entities interacted with normal space. Each failure brought new understanding. Humanity was learning, adapting, evolving in real time. Sarah, Maya called out, her voice urgent. The weapon charging sequence. It's not just about power. It's about consciousness. The architects built it to amplify perception, to bridge the gap between dimensions. But they could never use it properly because they couldn't perceive reality the way we can. The platform hummed with building energy as Maya initiated the final sequence. The weapon's core began to pulse with a rhythm that matched the quantum fluctuations of the approaching entities. All ships, fall back to minimum safe distance, Maya ordered. What happens next? It's going to rewrite the rules of engagement. Humanity is about to take its next evolutionary step, ready or not. As the world enders closed in, Maya could feel the weapon's energy integrating with her consciousness, expanding her perception beyond anything the architects had imagined possible. In that moment, she understood what humanity truly was, Not just the end result of an experiment, but the beginning of something entirely new. The weapon was ready. The world enders were almost upon them, and humanity stood on the brink of a transformation that would change the very nature of their existence. Reality trembled as Maya/Atlas activated the architect's final weapon. Energy coursed through the ancient platform, not just in normal space, but across multiple dimensional planes. Through their enhanced perception, they could see the world enders clearly now, vast intelligences existing in the spaces between dimensions, their very presence warping the fabric of existence. But they weren't just seeing them. They were understanding them. They're not destroying, Maya transmitted to the fleet. They're transforming. Everything they consume becomes part of their reality. They're not malevolent. They're desperate. Their universe is dying, and they're trying to survive. The weapon's energy reached its peak, but instead of attacking, Maya directed it differently than the architects had intended. Instead of trying to destroy the world enders, she used it to bridge the gap between realities. This is platform Aegis Prime to unknown entities. She broadcast across dimensional barriers. We offer communication. The world enders paused their advance. Through the weapon's enhanced perception, Maya felt their surprise, their curiosity. For millennia, they had encountered only resistance and incomprehension. Now, finally, someone could see them as they truly were. Sarah's voice came through the command channel. Maya, the quantum field readings. They're stabilizing. The entities are trying to respond. The lead world ender, a massive distortion in space-time that hurt to look at directly, began to reshape itself. Through their shared consciousness, Maya and Atlas interpreted its response not in words, but in concepts, emotions, and fundamental truths about reality itself. They've been searching, Maya translated for the fleet. Their universe is entropy-locked. No new information can be created. They need our chaos, our ability to generate new possibilities. That's why they consume worlds. They're looking for new patterns, new ways of thinking. Admiral Wai's response was cautious. And now? Now they'd found what they've been looking for. Maya felt a surge of understanding. The architects created us to perceive reality differently, but they never imagined we'd be able to do this. To actually communicate across dimensional barriers, to understand beings that exist outside our concept of reality. The weapon's energy shifted, guided by Maya's human intuition and Atlas's ancient knowledge. Instead of attacking, it created a stable interface between dimensions, a bridge between two fundamentally different forms of existence. Through this bridge, knowledge began to flow both ways. The world enders shared visions of their dying universe, the entropy death that drove them to seek out new realities. In return, they experienced human consciousness, the chaos, creativity, and endless potential that made humanity unique. This is what the architects were trying to achieve, Maya realized. Not a weapon to destroy the world enders, but a means to understand them. They knew they couldn't do it themselves, so they created us, beings capable of adapting, of seeing patterns they couldn't, of making impossible connections. The lead world ender's form stabilized further, becoming something almost comprehensible to human perception. Through the bridge, it communicated a proposal, not invasion or consumption, but symbiosis. They would share their vast knowledge of reality itself, and in return, humanity would share its ability to generate new possibilities, new patterns, new ways of thinking. Admiral, Maya called out, her voice carrying both hope and mourning. What happens next will change everything. Humanity isn't just being offered a place among the stars. We're being offered a role as mediators between realities. Are we ready for that? Through the platform's sensors, she could see the fleet holding position, their weapons still armed but no longer targeting the entities. On Earth, millions watched through linked sensors as history unfolded. The choice facing humanity was monumental. Remain as they were, or step into a larger universe as something new, something unprecedented. Admiral Wai's response came after a long moment. We've always adapted. We've always evolved. That's what makes us human. He paused. Make it happen. Platform Aegis. Maya smiled through their shared consciousness. With Atlas's guidance, she used the weapon's energy to stabilize the dimensional bridge permanently. The world enders began to shift, their presence no longer threatening as they adjusted to this new form of interaction. Integration protocols evolving beyond original parameters, Atlas observed. The architect's design was successful, but in ways they never anticipated. Humanity has exceeded all projections. Maya felt the truth of those words as the platform's energy merged with the quantum field itself. The weapon wasn't destroying or transforming. It was creating something entirely new. A space between spaces where different forms of existence could meet, communicate, and grow together. This is Platform Aegis Prime to all stations. Maya broadcast. The thread is over, but our work is just beginning. We're about to step onto a much larger stage. The architects created us to be guardians, but not in the way they expected. We're not going to guard against other realities. We're going to bridge them. As the dimensional bridge stabilized, Maya felt the future unfold before her. Humanity spreading across the stars not as conquerors or defenders, but as mediators and innovators. The world enders would share their knowledge of reality's deepest mysteries, and humanity would share their unique gift for creating new possibilities. The architects had sought to create weapons against the darkness between realities. Instead, they had created something far more powerful, beings capable of turning that darkness into light, of finding understanding where there had only been fear. Ready for the next step? Atlas asked through their shared consciousness. Maya looked out at the assembled fleet, at the world enders now waiting peacefully at the dimensional bridge, at Earth glowing blue and beautiful behind them. Ready as we'll ever be. Let's show the universe what humanity can really do. And with that, a new chapter in human history began, not with a battle, but with a breakthrough. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter as humanity took its first steps into a larger, stranger, more wonderful universe than anyone had ever imagined.